Hey there. So I'm live here tonight, and I just started. I actually got home early tonight. Hey, kitty cat. And I got to watch some pretty cool stuff. So I wanted to talk tonight on Amicus, but not just any Amicus, because I have talked about The Beast Must Die. I want to talk about anthology films. Hey, Wheels, welcome, dude. You're the first one in here. We're talking. Hey, Charles. We're talking Amicus horror tonight, particularly their anthology films. Hey, Javid. So before I go any farther, everybody here a fan of the anthology films, the portmanteaus? Having a frustrating night, that is never good. Hopefully, hopefully it's going to start to get a bit better. But I understand those nights. I miss my better half so much tonight, but hopefully she's having a great time with her mom and dad, and family and friends. All right, so tonight I actually sat down and I watched these two when I got home. Tales from the Crypt and the Vault of Horror. Man, I've been watching a lot of Scream Factory stuff. Oh, that's you have a net region-free player? Did you try to I'm not sure what type of player you got, region-free player. Did you try to put it, like, from mine, I got to put in code. Thanks, David. I actually forgot about that. Hey, Danuch, welcome, man. So no matter which Amicus anthology film you like, whether it's one of these or Asylum, which I also got, or From Beyond the Grave, which I have as well. I'm not quite sure what anthology ones I don't have, but because I can't remember how many Amicus put out right now. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 altogether that I have. Hey, Shadow. Because I love anthology films. I grew up. Vault is fantastic. I grew up with that type of stuff. It was actually the anthology films of Amicus that inspired me to start writing in the first place. If it hadn't been for them, I don't know if I would have got there, because as a young writer, basically I'd read the novels of people like King and Robert Bloch and so many of the others, and I think I want to write, but I don't have the discipline yet to write like that, to write the full, like, those massive tomes. So I remember seeing, I think it was Dr. Terrace Has Horse first. It was the first one I saw. And that got me thinking. I'm super excited about that, Danucci. I'm not even joking. I'm actually very excited. It's like a Christmassy thing for me. And thank you again. So after, like, seeing that, I started to write a little bit, and then I found in my library these books. And tell me if you remember or saw these in your libraries. They were Alfred Hitchcock books, and they were, for young adults. They're usually like hardcover, and they had like a lot of short stories on them, different like short stories, things like yours truly, Jack the Ripper, and there was like Alfred Hitchcock's Mystery Suspense, Alfred Hitchcock's Daring Detectives, all those. I'm not sure if anybody here remembers those or getting those out from the library or not, but I did. And between them and the Amicus, I became an extreme fan of short stories and the little twist endings. And I started to write those. I started to be inspired to write some of my own. And not long after that, I bought a bunch. Yeah, I still have some of those, actually. Those are awesome, Shadow. Definitely, I suggest pick one up. There was one, and they always have Alfred Hitchcock, an Alfred Hitchcock like introduction, which is written by someone else, but under the Alfred Hitchcock nom de plume. Even like there's even a Hardy Boys type of detective book series for young adults called Alfred Hitchcock's Three Investigators. Check that out. If you know that already, you get an extra cool point, because that's my childhood. In between, it was right there in between the Tintins and all that type of stuff. Little did I know I would grow up to have hair like Tintin, with a beard like Captain Haddock. All right, so I watched these two tonight, and they really do stand the test of time. They're over here in North America. They're called anthology films. I did. Famous Five: Julian, Dick, and Anne, George, and Timmy the dog. Yes, I read it. I watched the TV series, and I was I was a voracious reader as a kid. They may not come across now with all the so much of all the movies and stuff, but I still do. I read at my workplace as well on my breaks and that, and I usually go at this point. I'm going around 3 to 4 books a week. You have a Tintin French book. My better half has a few of those. She's a big fan of well, she likes Tintin. I'm the bigger fan of Tintin. She likes Asterix, like Asterix and Obelix. Those the Gauls, the characters from the comic strip. Well, the comic books, the books that came out in the library, like extra, and they made a bunch of movies out of those too. Actually, some animated ones and some live action ones. I think one actually had Gerard Depardieu in it, and I'm pretty sure he played Obelix. Do I have the movie Clown? Is I don't. Is that the one where the guy turns into a clown, or am I thinking of something else? Because I don't have it. I remember seeing it on was it on a streaming service at one point, and it was really really good. Dark and it is. It's an amazing film. I got to talk about clown films. That's yeah, because he goes to his kid's birthday party, right? No, I don't have it, and I recommend it though, because it was super dark, and it's one that I got to pick up. Definitely, that that'll freak me out. I love clowns, like as in they scare the hell out of me. Were you an extra in Clown for real? I thank you again. Clowns would scare the hell out of me when I was a kid. So in what sequence? Like in what part of the film? Were you like at the and because I'll look for you when I get the movie. I'll actually look for you, see if I can find you. Terrifier. I I love the actor for Terrifier. I do. I really love the actor in Terrifier, and I'm really looking forward to Terrifier too. That being said, there were it was solid, but I felt that there wasn't a lot there towards the middle when the little girl comes. I'll look for you. I really will, for real. I want Terrifier 2 to be better because I think that the guy that plays Art the Clown deserves better than he got in the first one. So yeah, I'm not in any films, unfortunately. Maybe sometime down the road I'll get to go on a set. My better half, her dad, actually played a prominent role in a film in Morocco, and it was I'm not gonna say horror, but there was like psychological thriller aspects to it. Not looking forward to Terrifier 2. I kind of am because it was in it. Like I know Tamara Glenn is in it. There's a few like '80s like actors that are gonna be in it, and that's the reason I'm kind of looking forward to it. All Hallows Eve, I was portions of All Hallows Eve are great actually. Uh, it's actually a different actor playing Art the Clown in All Hallows Eve than the one that plays him in the. Hey, Jared, we're gonna get the Amicus, I promise. That plays him in the new film in the Terrifier films. Now, there's a sequence in All Hallows Eve near the end where she's watching the tape and something happens behind her. If the movie would have ended right there, it would have been perfect, and it would have been chilling. But it goes on a little bit farther to amp a bit of the gore and stuff to it, and it shoots itself in the foot at that point. If you watch All Hallows Eve and you turn it off when she goes and she looks at the tape near the end of the film and she's going to take the tape out type thing, stop it there. The film's great. So I've been watching a lot of Scream Factory lately. Hey Ben, welcome. We're talking what? We're talking clowns and horror, and we're talking Amicus right now. So, hola, B movie. I'd like to know everybody's favorite Amicus film. What's your favorite Amicus anthology film? Because we've got Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror. We have I have a Siki. I have two of them actually. One upstairs in my bedroom and one downstairs. Torture Garden, The House That Dripped Blood, Tales from the Crypt, Doctor's Terrace House of Horrors, Asylum, that's in my Severin box set, and From Beyond the Grave, which is in my Twisted Terrors box set. Oh, Reach and Beat. Well, this one here, see this Dr. Terrace House of Horrors? This is great. This has some amazing features on it, including like a 60-minute documentary. Looks like it's Region B, right? You're thinking, hey, this is a Region B. I can't get it. Asylum? That's a Region Free one. This is Region A, of course. Scream Factory. This one here, Torture Garden. That's an all region. And this, of course, is Region A because it's Scream Factory again. All right, I want to see your comments there. Crypt and Vault. Love Torture Garden as well. Not really hype on the Amicus stuff. Are you really? Serious? I give it another chance. Love House of Horrors. You didn't like Torture Garden, Javed? See, I really did. I think one of the best things for me in Torture Garden, I like The Man Who Collected Poe. I just like that story, and I love the fact that Jack Palance did that role, and he did it with such aplomb. It was just a very Jack Palance way that he did that role, much in the way that in the Batman 1999 Batman film. You didn't like Trilogy of Terror either? Well, that's not Amicus, but that's Dan Curtis. But it's anthology. Maybe you're not an anthology person. Or maybe you have an anthology that you're going to tell me about that you did like. Now, this was the one that kind of started all. This had a lot of big stars in it. And it had some good stories, and it had some comedic stories. I'm trying to think of the one that really stood out to me. I love the vampire story in this one. And if this wasn't taken directly from a Tales from the Crypt comic, it is very, very similar. Do you have a recommendation? It is hard. I mean, it all depends. I think every story, every anthology one has a story that's either going to grab you, and it has a story that's going to leave you a bit cold. I don't think there's a perfect anthology film, but I think there's some pretty damn close ones. Yep, that is the one with John Pertwee. He plays that one of more of his slightly more comedic roles. See, before John Pertwee did, I hope you're having your night picks up wheels, and I will talk to you soon, dude. I will look for you. Yeah, before John Pertwee did Doctor Who, he was mostly known for comedic roles. Actually, they kind of wondered if he could do Doctor Who, if he could be taken seriously as a doctor because of his large work in comedy. So later on, when he started doing comedic roles again, some people were thinking, I don't know, who's Doctor Who? Can he really do comedy? I got my Siki at my first one I bought at Walmart of all places. They don't have them anymore, by the way. But my last one I got at Canadian Tire. I don't know if there's Canadian Tire or a place like that where you're at, but it's SEIKI, and they're usually run around $99, up to $120 is the highest price of them. And the new ones look like a PS3 in shape. It's reaching for it. Make sure there's a remote, because what you got to do is you get one and you click on the setup button, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this on here, so I'm not going to say anymore. But there's numbers you put in, and it goes region free. Lets you choose the region. I hope that helps. But Tales from the Crypt is a pretty solid one. A Vault of Horror. This is a good set anyway. So if you're North American and you want like some place to start maybe to get some solid like anthology horror, this might be a good place to start. Some stuff doesn't always translate over completely well, and some may be a bit too comedic. Hey, it does for certain people. But Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Oh yeah, those are really sexy, man. I've seen those and they look really good. They got the House of Your Blood too, don't they? If I ever go to London again, I'm going in there and I'm picking up that stuff because Second Sight has some great stuff. They do gorgeous editions. But if you want an inexpensive edition that you can get right now, I guess this is this right here. That's not sad. I wanted to. So these are all pretty solid story-wise. As for actors in this, we have everyone from Joan Collins to Peter Cushing in a fantastically creepy and heartbreaking story. Patrick McGee, Sir Ralph Richardson. The first one's directed by Freddie Francis, by the way, for people that are Hammer fans. And the second one has people like Tom Baker, Denholm Elliott, Kurt Jurgens, and Michael Craig. And both of these are utterly fantastic. A lot of people remember Tales from the Crypt because obviously it became a TV series that ran for 7 seasons on HBO. That's a long-running series, guys. And they remember the Crypt Keeper. Now, this is pre-Tales from the Crypt HBO, of course. And the Crypt Keeper in this one is actually played by a man. It's not a puppet or it's not an animation like in Crypt Show, the movie. It is played by Sir Ralph Richardson. And basically, there's a pretty simple wraparound. Oh, really? You definitely got to watch him. Hey, welcome, Eric. It's definitely worth getting, and especially, is this MGM? Because if this is MGM, I'm going to say jump on this. So when did Scream Factory put this one out? I'm always like, I'm not going to lie, I'm always concerned, especially now since a lot of Scream Factory stuff's going into print, that I'm trying to get all the stuff that I need. So this one here, what was neat about this one is I got those over there as well, Carlito. Those are I love both. I love Demon Knight, and I did like Bordello of Blood as well. Yeah, he was Shadow, and a lot of people were confused, but they were like, you go back later on and remember, oh, that old man is the Crypt Keeper. So when Vault of Horror was originally put out on VHS and on DVD, it was cut. 20th Century Fox. Depends on the year it came out. I worry about some of these. Because what they did with the with Vault of Horror is they freeze framed the the endings, and sometimes they cut sequences out of the film. Now it's uncut here, and not only does it give you the theatrical cut, but there's an open matte version of it as well, so you actually see everything that you're supposed to see. And as you can see, there's a alternate artwork right there, a Vault of Horror. It does for people that want one like got a really big and I have their Vault of Horror artwork. But the first one was really solid. We get the first story, the one that's probably the most famous, which is called "And All Through the House." And in this one, Joan Collins plays a woman that is fed up with her rich husband, and as her son is trying to sleep while eagerly waiting for Santa, is it son or daughter in this one? I can't remember again now. Did you? This was actually pretty inexpensive. It's one of the. You're in the U.S., right, Carlito? I'm going to guess you're in the U.S. Huh, there we go. Where is the double feature at? I don't own Ritual, which is the other one. It's still available, right? This one's not going to print, is it? Because I'm looking for it right now. Oh no, it's $14.99. There you go, and on Amazon.com. You can pick it up for $14.99. So, excellent. Thanks, Daz. But this is uncut. Vault of Horror is uncut for the first time. Tales from the Crypt starts with the basically she kills her husband, and she's going to rid herself of his body. I think put it in a well or something like that. But what happens is there's a radio broadcast that says that a man, an escaped mental patient, a homicidal maniac, escaped from an asylum, and he's out somewhere wearing a Santa Claus outfit. And I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the story, but I won't give it away for those, if there's anybody on here that actually hasn't seen that story. It is utterly fantastic. There's another story here with Peter Cushing. Yeah, I remember that one. I got that one over right there, actually. I got Scorpion releasing, I think it is. Peter Cushing plays an old man whose wife has passed, and he just has like the kids that he has for friends. There is a next door neighbor, that young man that's extremely cruel, and proceeds to try and ruin his life. Get the kids not to go around him. Try to get him out of the neighborhood because he doesn't think he's the right class to be living next door to them, and he kills Peter Cushing, but that's not the end of it. He doesn't kill him like go and actually kill him. He breaks his heart. He literally dies of a broken heart. But it doesn't end there. It never ends there in these type of stories. I think, is this the one where, I'm not sure it's the first, this one, I think it's this one where a really, yeah, Patrick McGee. So a really cruel guy takes over a home for veterans, like for blind veterans. And whereas he had like really good like food and heat, he becomes very stingy, and he starts siphoning off their money for himself so that he can eat well and drink well, have wines and stuff like that. Will he go with substandard slop food, and they end up getting a very, very well deserved revenge at the end of that one as well. When it comes to Vault of Horror, it's a really great story with Tom Baker as this artist that's exiled himself over in the Caribbean. Yeah, they do get even, don't they? And he realizes from a friend that happens to be visiting that both his old agent and one of the people there, one of the art critics, actually has ripped him off and has taken a lot of his stuff in. There's usually 4 to 5 stories in each one, Carlito. Hey, Jacob. The best story, that's the best story. The Tom Baker story is my favorite story in Vault of Horror. Second to that one, there is a brilliant story about a guy that comes to visit his sister, about an inheritance, and finds that the town's closed up, and the only time you can really get a good meal is after dark. Anyway, there's also a magician story, which wasn't very good, with a rope trick one that I really didn't like very much. It's Kurt Jurgens, but overall it's pretty solid, and I think you'll enjoy it. So if you've never seen Tales from the Crypt or Vault of Horror, like Daz said, it's $15 to pick this up right now. And with Scream Factory getting rid of, like, haven't allowed their older releases go to print. This isn't one of the newer releases. This one came out a few years back, and you will get both versions of the film, Baltimore Honor. You get the uncut edition of Baltimore for the very first time. And if that whets your appetite, if that kind of like gives you the taste that you need more, you want more, then Indicator. Oh, then see, that's perfect then. It does. Indicator has Torture Garden. Now, I know some of you guys, they weren't big on Torture Garden. Now, one thing about this, and hopefully it's still available because Indicator did a great job with this, and including a intensive booklet and a bunch of really great features as well. Torture Garden is probably best known, even more so than its stories. It's probably best known for its wraparound with Burgess Meredith. And although he's probably remembered as the Penguin now a lot, or Rocky's trainer, Burgess Meredith was an extremely good actor. And he chews up the scenery and does really good as a character by the name of Dr. Diablo. And things do go sort of like the way you think they're going to go, I think. But I really enjoyed this one. There's a lot of features on here, and there are two versions of the film. We have the 93-minute theatrical version, y'all. It's 12 episodes are some of the best. And we have an extended 100-minute TV cut that was done as well. So you will get both cuts of Torture Garden right here in this Indicator edition. More recent than the other one is this one right here, and I think it was around last year. This one came out, and that is The House That Dripped Blood. It's probably got the weakest wraparound of any of the Amicus films, to be completely honest with you. But it is a really fun one. And it's different. I mean, I like this one. It's not their best, but I truly think you'll enjoy it. I think this... Hey, Emily, welcome. I think this one here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't watch this one tonight. I've seen this one. Is this the one where Peter Cushing is the tailor? And, or not the tailor. Is it Peter Cushing? No, there's somebody. Peter Cushing comes to this tailor. I hope I get this right. With this kind of like really white cloth that he wants a suit made out of. Like a specific, like he has some very specific instructions on how he wants the suit tailored. And it's this very bright, very like white, like reflective cloth. Extremely good story if you haven't seen it. I won't give it away. But the reason he wants the suit... Oh, there's a ton of Amicus that are not anthology genre. Actually, although Amicus is probably best known for their anthology work, I did a Where If episode on here not that long ago, and I mentioned The Beast Must Die. That's an Amicus film. There's a movie called The Psychopath, which is also Amicus. I haven't seen that actually. I'm back on the newer stuff, unfortunately. But no, they did a ton of stuff. I mean, like there's the Doctor Who movies. They made those, the ones back in the '60s with Peter Cushing. I think was it them that did the Land That Time Forgot or something like that. They did like a bunch of different stuff. Amicus was probably known as being like a tamer one than say Hammer. Hammer would have nudity eventually, and would go a little bit more into the gore aspects. When Milton Subotsky was working on with Rosenberg, we're working on Hammer. Oh, did you really? That is a great one, actually. They tried to like let it be scary, hey Nethead, and atmospheric, but at the same time not put stuff in it that meant that that you couldn't watch it, like if you really wanted to with an older child, like a teen or a tween. And the one that started it all for Amicus is this one right here, Dr. Terrace Has Horse. I strongly recommend this one. This one was put out by, who put this one out? Screenbound Entertainment. There is an hour-long documentary on here. There was I think there is another company that put it in North America, but this one is region free. Hey, Cinematech, pretty good. I'm not working tomorrow. I got tomorrow off, so that's good. So I definitely recommend this. Get this edition if you can. The documentary actually is really good on here. And I guess I should mention the other one, since I know Emily just, you got the Kino version. Did that have the documentary? Maybe it did. I know that I picked this one at the time. Excision. Who's in that? I feel like I should have, but I haven't. People have mentioned it to me because I think there's an actress in it that I really like. That's the girl. Anna Lynn McLeod is, well, if I was younger, friend, Anna Lynn McLeod is like is kind of the definite, like much like Alexandra Daddario, it's the definition of flawless, which is, I don't know, can be an unrealistic portrayal, I guess. All right, let's find it. But I actually no, but I haven't, and I really love Anna Lynn McLeod. I know I've got it here, guys. See, I Scorned. I did see. That was because I'm a huge Billy Zane. Well, see, I saw her first probably on what's the name of this? The one. Do I have a few? I do have a few films planned for tonight because I'm not going to be going to work tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get a bunch of stuff done. And I'm looking for something here to show you guys, but I'm so not finding it. So what I'm trying to show you is my Twisted Terrors box set, which has From Beyond the Grave in it. But the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Awry. See, you can get that wrong. Anyway, From Beyond the Grave is a great one. There is a fake Amicus film put out there. So what exactly is a fake Amicus anthology film? It's an anthology that kind of puts itself off to make people think it's an Amicus anthology when it actually isn't. But actually it's kind of fun. And it fooled me as well. And that would be Tales That Witness Madness, which actually I think you can find fairly inexpensive. And I'm pretty sure, Emily, that Warner Archives might have put that one out as well. I've got to really reorganize. Tonight, of all times, as I'm looking for this movie and not finding it, I am being hit in the face with the fact that I so have to reorganize. I got my Dr. Terrace Has Horse at Amazon UK or Amazon.co.uk. No, both of them are from the UK, though Milton Sabatsky and Rosenberg are actually American, or at least one of them is for sure. I think they both are. But if it wasn't for Amicus, Hammer as You Know It probably wouldn't exist. Little known fact, I talked about it here when I did an Amicus versus Hammer video, is that Curse of Frankenstein would be the first gothic horror that Hammer would really put out and would kind of catch the world on fire. The original script work idea for Curse of Frankenstein came from a little duo named Milton Sabatsky and Max Rosenberg. How many films do I own? I don't know. Yeah, just like, if I guess maybe 5,000 or so, somewhere around there, give or take a few. If you went by movies, it's going to be much larger because there's sets and stuff like that. But films, I'd probably say about 5,000. But that changes every once in a while. I give my kids some, like sometimes, and certain ones I realize I've got doubled over, so then it lowers down. I'm still looking for that damn movie and I can't find it. I have this feeling like it's right in front of me. I don't remember the story. Actually, ironically, Carlito, this was meant originally when I came down here. I meant to do this up like a rental shop. I was gonna put like horror in one section and all that stuff, and then I was gonna like kind of make a much like Cinemassacre does actually. That was my initial plan. What the hell did I do with that film? Because I thought I was gonna watch that. Oh, did I bring that upstairs to watch? It is cool. I mean, like it's not original for me. Cinemassacre, like, is the guy that I saw that had it done, and definitely inspired me. Uh, he James Rolfe does a lot of that stuff. Welcome. Oh, I told Mr. Count what 13 Wolf Man. Hey, horror boy, welcome. Oh wow, thank you, and I hope you're feeling better. By the way, I saw that online. Monster Club, that was by Pete Walker, and it definitely has that Amicus vibe to it. It gives you a feel though that Pete Walker was so good when it came to the grittier, the darker stuff. Yeah, but I think he felt a little uncomfortable. No, Dark Shadows is Dan Curtis. He uh, he was a Paul Rudd is in part six, but Dark Shadows was by Dan Curtis. There was like a couple iterations that were done. I love Pete Walker. I do think that he was a little bit out of his depth with Monster Club. Although I like it, I kind of feel like he feels more comfortable in the darker vein as opposed to the comedic. Just my personal like take on it. It's killing me, guys. This is utterly driving me up the wall. This should be right here, like literally right in front of me. You can see how distracted I am getting. So, because ha ha, I love the cover that says Witness Madness. Oh, this is the one that Emily has the Blu-ray of, From Beyond the Grave. And did they upgrade? Did they put any like features on Emily? Because this one here only has the theatrical trailer. It's the only feature this one has. This the one that I like most, on story I like most on this, actually has Angela and Donald Pleasance in it, like father and son, father and daughter working together, and it's a creepy story. I think Dana Dore's in that one as well. Oh, Doctor Giggles. I had to get the set. I saw it at this was at a gaming store, by the way, that I found this one, because this one here has the set, by the way, has From Beyond the Grave, Deadly Friend, which at the time this was the only, it was cut. Like, remember that thing with the basketball that was cut out of it. So this is in this one. So this one is uncut. Someone's Watching Me, which I'm going to upgrade to the Blu-ray edition eventually. That's a John Carpenter film. Or is that the one that's John Carpenter? Yep. It also has Dr. Giggles, which is one you just mentioned, which was a comic book actually originally, and I think it was Dark Horse or something like that. Eyes of a Stranger, and The Hand. Now, when they re-released this in a slimline case, because there's a slim version of this, actually they removed one of the films and made Twisted Terror only 5 films as opposed to 6. But it's a great little box set, and I definitely recommend it if you ever get a chance to get it. But I know some of you guys are all going to be wanting to upgrade a lot of these to Blu-ray. The other one I have is Asylum, which is over there. This is my Severin box set. But you can buy it separately. And it is the one with the that actually has dual covers. It actually has 2 as reversible cover work. I think it's probably The Hand, actually. Dr. Giggles, although I really enjoyed it and it had a great cast, came out at the wrong time. It came out kind of at the end of like a of a whole, like when horror was kind of turning down a bit, and unfortunately, it couldn't find its right marketplace. I'm pretty sure that's Holly Marie Combs from Charmed, and would later go on to be in like Pretty Little Liars, playing the lead in Doctor Giggles. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure it was her. Ant Man and Ghostbuster be Michael Myers. The Omen. I love that movie, as you know very well. Yeah, let me know because I was actually curious about that. That's exactly true, Daz. If Doctor Giggles, which came out a couple years later, or maybe earlier, oh, there you go. Then I think it would have been a huge hit. There was a few that kind of like came and went. Like there was Doctor Giggles. I'm not sure if you remember the Corbin Burnson films, but he did two movies called The Dentist and The Dentist Two. Straight to DVD type of thing, or straight to VHS, I guess back in the day. That were popular, but weren't unpopular enough to really like get more of an audience than a kind of like just a straight to DVD audience. Hey, Cool Blue, welcome. We started talking and anthology, but we're pretty much talking everything right now. There's a period of time basically when after horror, had its big boom, where it was kind of a lull. I'm pretty sure. I think Doctor Giggles was based. I'm not sure if the comic was made completely or they just or Dark Horse like just did the script for Doctor Giggles, the comic book, and made it straight to a film. But I am pretty sure. Let me just check here. That it was Dark Horse that did Doctor Giggles. That I have to check to be sure though. Pretty sure. Yes, Dark Horse Entertainment. Horror movies are cheaper to make. Do you have any horror films that you wish got a sequel? Every time I give a horror film that I think I wish had a sequel, I actually like that one. Actually, Crypt Horror. I probably Doctor Giggles, something like that, because a lot of them I go back and I think, no, this is good as a standalone. I don't want to see more. I don't want to see them water it down or ruin it. But with Doctor Giggles, I think they could have even gone better. Larry Drake's a really good actor. He's passed on now. Rest in peace, Larry Drake. But I think Doctor Giggles could have gone farther, done better. Doctor Giggles in space. There's a lot of stuff that got done with Doctor Giggles, and it would have been interesting to see like because Dark Horse definitely would have needed it. They did, Dark Horse, did barbed wire and stuff like that. Same that straight to VHS was a more economical idea. It was. That's the thing. The sad thing right now is a lot of things are going to be going straight to. Ooh, Night of the Commons. That actually might work. Uh, I heard not so great things about Critters Attack, and that's kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I'm a huge fan of Dee Wallace, and I'm a huge fan of Critters. I got the box set over there. I'll eventually pick it up anyway, whether good or not. I'll have to get it. I'm a completionist, and I'll watch it. Maybe I have a bit of a heavy heart, but I'll watch it. That's like Tales from the Hood. I eventually want to get Tales from the Hood too, which I heard is not as good. Did you like the Critters Shudder series? I wasn't big on it actually. It was like I know it was only like a web series. It's just a web series that was like kind of put together, and but I couldn't get into it that much. I gotta I'll give the rewatch because it's only short to watch, like 7 minute episodes in that. I kind of agree. I think that a lot of horror does kind of take itself too seriously, even some of the stuff that really shouldn't. You like because it was short? We should have taped if we remember. Oh, we got like conflicting reports on this one here. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. I did love Tales from the Hood though, the original. I do have End of the Line. Actually, I think I got it here on Anchor Bay. That was a good film. Pretty sure it's Anchor Bay. I could be wrong. Sometimes these companies kind of blend into one another. I totally blanked there for a second. As you can see, I'm not wearing one of my horror shirts tonight. I'm actually wearing a kind of the original attachment is amazing. It just it could do like it could be creepy, and it could still like tell a story. Possession, I would kill to own Possession. I don't own that one yet. That's the one with, if you're talking about the Sam Neill one, I saw that one years ago, and definitely one that I have to grab because that is an excellent film. If you haven't seen it, by the way, check it out because it's amazing. But it's been VHS days for me since Possession. There was back when they did like the last Vinegar Syndrome sale, I think they had a couple copies of Possession there, and I wanted to grab one then. But Shane MacLaine, I think that's a very different Possession than the one that we're talking about. But if you haven't seen that other Possession with Sam Neill, definitely, 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 that's on my bucket list. It's the best newest. I haven't seen the newest Tremors. Leprechaun has to be one of the worst franchises. Really? Might I? See, I don't know. See, Wishmaster 1 and 2 are really good. Andrew Divoff, excellent. As you wish. I, I, I love the first two Wishmaster ones. I think the third one's weak. I'm not going to lie. I think the third one's pretty weak. But the fourth one, I think, kind of redeems itself. It comes back. First three Leprechaun films. Did you not like Leprechaun in the Hood? Good Blu-ray release from Second Sight. Did they put up Possession? Not even with Snoop Dogg in it. Huh? When Leprechaun does his rap thing. It does get weird. Now, that being said, if you ever think that, Leprechaun in the Hood is even remotely a bad film, then I want you to go and watch Leprechaun Origins. And you're going to say, wow, Leprechaun in the Hood is amazing. Because Leprechaun Origins, I hate that film. Ouija do Actually, I don't. I bought the Annabelles, but I picked up the first Ouija, I think, on DVD. I got to grab the second one. I've seen the second one's really good, actually. Much better than the first one. It kind of does. I mean, like, it's like, I think Ouija 2 is definitely better than Ouija 1. There you go. It's got Mike Flanagan. Than Ouija 1. They're both okay, but second one's superior. Same with the Annabelle series. First Annabelle, Second Annabelle, really good. Actually, second Annabelle kind of redeems the first Annabelle with its ending and everything. But I haven't seen the new one yet. I haven't seen the new Rabbit yet. The Soska sisters did it, so I'm actually kind of into that. Necronomicon is one that I really love. It hasn't been given a good release yet. Now there's a media book coming out. Hey, Danny. But it's great, actually. I would love to see that get a really good release. Are you serious? I give the second one a chance again. I saw it at a drive-in theater with my better half, who doesn't normally watch horror films. She watched some, but she liked Annabelle too. Like although she won't admit to it now. The most recent possession. Which one's that? See, then there's possession. I totally missed out on Danuch. Sequel to Trick. Now that is a film I want a sequel to. Trick or Treat is now a classic, like horror film. You hate the? I haven't seen the Nun yet. I still haven't seen it. Isn't it kind of weird? Like you got the Conjuring films and the Annabelle films, and in a weird way, it's like it's all in the Annabelle universe, because the Annabelle was with the Warrens, and then there was and I'm so. Did anybody get their Vinegar Syndrome films yet? Mine is apparently supposed to be here. I haven't seen that one actually. No, no. I actually had fun with Tales of Halloween. Tiffany Shepis is in it, and I utterly think she's a great actress. I hope they stay true to the whole like mythos of Halloween thing when it comes to if they do a Trick or Treat too. Uncut of the Devils. You among many. Well, I don't know if we're ever going to get it, but or even if is this elements is the Uncut Devil still an option? I'm guessing. 13 Wolfman. Did you interview Tiffany Shepis? You probably did, haven't you? Oh yeah, like well, the Conjure. Annabelle comes from the Conjuring. It's actually at the beginning of one of the Conjuring films. I think it's maybe the first Conjuring film, or is it the second one, where they're actually interviewing these people that actually have the doll, the Annabelle doll, and they end up taking it. Because Annabelle is based on a supposedly true true doll, but it was a Raggedy Ann doll. Conquest. So you're gonna get the magnet then, right? I haven't ordered from Ronin because I find them kind of a bit expensive, like shipping wise. Not sure about their films, but like we can check it out. Is it really? Bootleg of the Devil's Boot. I didn't even know that. I kind of wondered if it existed in its in like an uncut form at all. That's why I figured like yeah, it hasn't been put out yet. Alone in the Dark, we definitely need in blue. I love. It's just got a fantastic cast. It's one that you double feature with without warning. I'm not quite sure. His last film was Godzilla King of the Monsters, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes from there. I know that he did want to do another Godzilla film, but unfortunately, Godzilla King of the Monsters didn't do very well, which is utterly astounding to me because it is the most Godzilla movie out of any modern Godzilla movie that ever came out. So people that grew up with the old Godzilla stuff loved King of the Monsters. I don't know, people that grew up with like and didn't know what to expect from Godzilla, I guess, or didn't expect so many monsters, didn't. My favorite Godzilla movie. Well, I love the original. I like Monster Island, Destroy All Monsters. I really love. Like I grew up with the cheesier Godzilla era, and out of the newer ones, I remember liking Godzilla Final Wars. If only just to see him like destroy the Godzilla from the American version, Zilla as they call him. But yeah, those were the ones. Those are the ones that stand out. Of course, Mecha Godzilla was amazing as well. I liked. I'm a big like kaiju fan. I grew up watching a lot of that stuff. Yours is the cartoon with Godzuki. That is fun. The original cartoon, like the second cartoon, not so much, but I could watch it. I could watch it more than I could watch the Matthew Broderick film. I'm a huge Matthew Broderick fan. I just hated that film. If you like the Godzuki and like the early the Godzilla cartoon, Marvel did a comic uh, of a Godzilla comic, which actually took place in the Marvel universe. And there's Godzilla, like a showcase out there. I'm not sure if it's still available. If it is, definitely check it out because it's a really good comic based on the Godzilla character done by Marvel. I think it bothered me, William. I'll be honest with you, it really did, and I think a lot of the effects as well bothered me because they were really bad, especially for like a major studio film. I actually went on Twitter and like it was I think TCM's doing a contest to win like Godzilla, the Godzilla box set. So I went and tried it for that one. I haven't watched the whole thing for the anime one. I was on the first one to be honest with you. I expected a bit more, but I don't know if I was expecting too much out of it. And I haven't seen the other two, so I will definitely go and watch them eventually. I would I would rather they have like a physical copy, like a Blu-ray or a DVD even, that I could get. Oh, that is not right. Warner. I'm not surprised Warner shopped on that though. Warner's can be like that sometimes. Warner still doesn't sell to Canada. They have all these big sales and they say worldwide shipping and all this type of stuff. And then none of their movies are released in Canada. Oh, dude, Trick or Treat is amazing. You're gonna love that. There's Halloween is fantastic too. It's fun. It's different. The ending story is pretty weird, but I like it. But there's this one story that I don't want to give it away. It's got a Jason like character in it, and anybody that's seen it knows exactly what I'm talking about without me having to say another word. But it's a really good story, and it's definitely unique in the horror anthologies. I guess Trick or Treat is the closest we get to a perfect horror anthology, isn't it? Because I can't think of a story in Trick or Treat that actually doesn't deliver. Like even Creepshow, I think it is solid all the way through. I find some better than others. Uh, Creepshow 2 is okay, and we're not going to talk with Creepshow 3. Nope, we're not going there. I like the new kudos, man. I haven't yet, William. Life, I've seen the trailer for it. I want the 4K. And I've seen the DVD in stores, I've seen the Blu-ray in stores, but I haven't seen the 4K in stores. And eventually I will get the 4K of Life, and that's when I'm going to watch it. I love VHS 1. VHS 2 is better, in my opinion. Viral can go suck it. Life is a science fiction horror film, I think. Or it looks like it anyway from the trailer that I saw, and I was very intrigued by it. But I've literally tried to stay away from any like information on it. 42. That's a movie, right? Not the Eddie Murphy one. No, not the Eddie Murphy one. Uh, no, it's a horror, very much like it looked kind of like in the vein of Alien type of that type of thing. There's a what does mean? Ah, right. We're getting into Douglas Adams, are we? So long and thanks for all the fish. I got to reread the Hitchhiker's Guide, quadrology. Do a movie. We can definitely do that. I love Hitchhikers. It's been a while since I read it. The first time I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was the one I was reading it. I was reading Breakfast of Champions, and I just finished Breakfast of Champions, which I'd gotten from my library, my local library, and I read that like 3 times in a row. I was really intrigued by that book. I love that book. And then I was, but one of the librarians there actually turned me on to the Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy, and I started reading the Douglas Adams novels, and eventually the fourth one came out. So I got to see them all, and then I got a bit into Girlfriend in a Coma, which was a bit later, way later actually. And of course, Generation X and stuff. I got weird book taste. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place with that one. I'm all over the place with that reference, but you know what I mean. I like eclectic novels. I would recommend reading them, by the way. They are very good. Much better than the film. Which disappointed the hell out of me. Because you got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You have Sam Rockwell. How can you mess that up? Well, apparently you can. We just got to find the right movie, didn't you? Oh, you got your Plex set up? It took me forever to do that with my dad. Like, see, I was getting all the movie set up for dad. You like the movie? You never read the. See that maybe that's it. See, I did, and I wanted more. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Again, I got Zoe Deschanel's in it, and Sam Rockwell. I guess I expected a little bit more. Yeah, I would definitely go for the TV miniseries first, or the even the radio adaptation is really good, which I think came first, didn't it? Like, didn't the radio adaptation come before the book? You're on my wavelength on Saturday night. I gotta get that. I used to have the radio adaptation actually. Where did I have that? I don't have it now. I had it years ago. Not sure if I found it online or if I had like a CD from the library. CDs from the library. Probably CDs from the library. That's where we used to get a lot of that stuff. Actually, I haven't had the chance. I should be like going to my local library and getting stuff. But I usually just get stuff on my Kobo now because basically I don't get the time to go to the library anymore. Even have a library card. I guess I could use Overdrive, but I never. Which, by the way, guys, if you have a digital reading device and your Kindle, Overdrive is a way to get books. There you go. Then we'll work on salvage. Dude, Javid, I love Red Dwarf. I got most of them here. Like the first set that came out with the first 8, I think. And yeah, your library does have. That's some good criterions, actually, my library does. And it's only a small library. I love Red Dwarf. That, see, you gotta understand, I grew up with like Monty Python and Fawlty Towers and a lot of British humor. So like, here in Canada, like, especially where I lived, a lot of British programming played. And you know, there was Minder and The Saint, Return the Saint actually was a big one. Monty Python would show like Fawlty Towers. I don't think, no, that's salvage. It's a newer one actually. Is it a, very much so. I'm a very much an Anglophile. And of course, Doctor Who, you know, Javid, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I'm actually waiting for December to get the Colin Baker one. And in January comes the Sylvester McCoy. Or Wisdom. I probably have, and I don't realize it. I even watched a lot of the older ones, like Adam Adamant. I'm going to look up Norman Wisdom now to see if it's something I'm going to kick myself for not knowing. Oh, I've definitely seen him before. But I can't remember them right now. But yeah, I've seen some of the films. I don't have any, though. I love the two Ronnies. Ronnie Corbett and Ronnie Barker. I liked Up All Hours as well. And of course, Porridge. We've all seen Porridge. If you haven't, I recommend it. It's actually really good. But you can watch the two Ronnies now. Like, I mean, I often go on. When my mom was here last year, visiting her and her boyfriend Bax, were here visiting, and we went online. Bottom is great. And we started watching two Ronnie sketches, and it's just there's just a level of brilliance in the two. If you've never seen it, guys, I do really recommend you check it out. It's very British. I will tell you that. But the two Ronnies and later on, like a bit of Fry and Laurie, would go farther when it comes to one thing you're going to find in a lot of British comedy, aside from like a love of the absurd, is a love of language. Stephen Fry is known for his like utterly adoration of language. The two Ronnies uses language as well in a lot of their skits, and a bit of Fry and Laurie. Well, Fry, there you go. Your name's actually okay. A bit of Fry and Laurie does that as well. Oh, love the young ones. Blacklight Halloween poster. I remember my God, one of my aunts had a had one of those blacklight posters. Marty Fell and Benny Hill. Oh, don't get the Benny Hill music stuck in my head because it will be stuck in my head all day. Um, British Mysteries. There was a lot of British Canadian productions over the years. I remember one, and I hope somebody else but me remembers this one, but it was very low budget, but it was really well done. It was a show called The Great Detective. Hey, does anybody remember The Great Detective? It was on when I was a kid. I might be a little bit older. Bergerac. That one I know. That lasted a long time. That's the one. Yeah, the one Jake Jono. Lovejoy. I really enjoyed Lovejoy. I like that actor. Liked him in Deadwood. Well, we went from like Amicus to like English altogether. And of course, if you like science fiction and stuff like that, and you like Doctor Who, and you like and that stuff. Actually, I got a bunch of Carry On films there. I love the Carry On series. Then I do recommend Blake Seven as well. Blake Seven was really really good. And actually, Colin Baker played a role in Blake Seven for I think it was like a bad guy in one of the episodes. Was he? I know he was in it. It's been a while since I've seen the episode. What else is there? But yeah, we have a lot. We got like the first series of Man Up at the House here as well. Hey, reality. I think my favorite Carry On. I'm not sure. I like the Carry On camping one. I like the hospital ones. Deadwood is amazing. I haven't seen the new film yet though. Spectre Camp. Oh my God, you do know it. Oh, I'm a Doctor Who fan. I watch all the Torchwood. Have Roald Dahl's Tales from the Dark Side. Tales from the oh God, Tales from the Unexpected. A wise man believes only in lies. uh, yeah, it had two openings apparently different places. Now the one we had was it the Dance of the Dead Marionettes song? Da 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 da. I don't have like any tune in my voice at all. Da 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 da. That one. That's the theme song that we had for Tales from the Unexpected. I actually have the first series here. First one or two series actually in my TV room. I really should watch some of those soon. I haven't checked out Handmaid's Tale yet, but I've heard great stuff about it. I've actually, read the book obviously. Uh, I kind of got a Jones in to watch some Tales from the Unexpected right now actually, so I actually might do that. I remember the one with the bet, and there were so many good episodes of that show. I remember the one with the two old ladies that would poison uh, like men that came to the boarding house as well. I guess it's kind of like the movie, like the old movie. And that's a very different than the Handmaid's Tale. I like to have a complete series of the Tales of the Unexpected. Unfortunately, I don't. What's my top three Black Mirror episodes? Ooh, okay. That's hard. Good question though. Like everybody else, I love San Junipero, and I probably pronounced it wrong, but you know the episode I talked about. Uh, Unlike everybody else, I'm all caught up on American Horror Story. I have no, I haven't seen this Apocalypse, but I'm watching the newest series, and I'm definitely all caught up on Stranger Things. But I really like the Bryce Dallas Howard episode about, and I think that's probably more realistic in the way things are going with society, in that your social, your dude, I Riverdale. The first episode of Riverdale came on when it came on, the original first season. I looked at the character Jughead. I said, "That's me in high school," and I've been addicted to the show ever since. Yes, I was that moody, and and I'm very caught up in Riverdale yet. I think this season's going to be good, but I'm kind of wondering where they're going. Pretty good. I mean, like we just pretty much chilled, and we had food. We didn't have any turkey. I had more of a vegan Thanksgiving, not on purpose, but because I love turkey. Just we didn't grab a turkey. It was only the two of us, and I didn't want to be like eating turkey for about a month. I really am baffled. I am hoping that I was actually going to. I'm glad you mentioned it because I did want to talk about that. Uh, I think Psycho Cop is the first one is a possibility. These because these did say it was attached, like it was kind of had a connection with with an earlier release, but not by director or by producer. I'm more turkey than ham myself, but my better half's more ham than turkey. And my kids, I think, are more ham than turkey as well. I'm just a weird one. Uh, but some people think that one of them is going to be a trauma release, and I'm trepidate. I'm not sure about that one. I do know, however, that next year, Malabimba is coming out from Vinegar Syndrome, and it is going to be the uncut version of that. So I'm actually pretty excited about that one as well. So if you have not heard of that film, it is definitely a cool one worth checking out. And I think, hold on, do I have that? Do I have like an addition to that? I'll be right back. So if I'm thinking of the right film, and you guys can correct me if I'm not, it's an Andre Bianchi film. And in North America and in the UK, it was originally titled Satan's Baby Doll. So this movie, the one of the ones that's in here, is coming out uncut from Vinegar Syndrome next year. It's the very first time that they've gotten, and they got the original film negatives to restore the uncut edition of the film. I'm not sure how long the edition I got is, but I know it's not the totally uncut one. Thank you. I don't know, a lot of you guys know a lot more than this stuff than I do, I think. 7 Vinegar Syndrome ever released in Nathan's shift. I think my mind would just melt if they can put out some, like I mentioned yesterday. If they can put out some body chemistry, put out a body chemistry box set, or Scorned, and Scorned 2 double feature. Oh man, I would so be there. But yeah, Satan's Baby Doll is actually one that I watched with my better half. I'm not surprised. I'm actually very surprised with that, but we actually did watch that one together. We got a kick out of it. Oh, this one here is Shameless. Vinegar Syndrome's cases are usually clear. They started early on with the regular blue cases, but they actually went to the clear cases afterwards. But this is a company called Shameless Screen Entertainment. They're from the UK, and they put out like primarily like giallo and like Italian and exploitation stuff. But this is their Shameless Sexploitation box set that they put out. I can't show the inside of it because this cover here, the inside of it is this same cover, but the characters are unclothed on the inside of it. That's the kind of the gimmick of the cover. I can show you the back of the cover though, which is meant to. When Shameless did this before any other company was doing this, they did it like a one of those old Betamax tapes with the buoys everywhere. Exactly does. And I can't show you the inside either because there is nudity on the cases, on the things. Do we use Celsius or Fahrenheit? It depends on who you talk to. Oh, let's look. Let's look at the weather thing here. I got a weather app on my phone. It is now 5 degrees. So 5 degrees Celsius is what, 41 Fahrenheit? Something around there, I think. When does, I'm in Canada, when does mine go back? I should know this. I'm so sorry. So you guys do Fahrenheit in the US, do you? We're set. Well, we're like what do you call it? We're metric. Since I've been a kid, we're on a metric system. Next weekend, okay. Thanks, Emily. I know I should know this because I'm an adult, but I don't. But I can tell you lots about Andrew Bianchi's films. So it evens out, I think. Maybe? I am so Googling this right now, guys. When do clocks go back? Let us do this. Okay. November 3rd. So clocks go back here on November 3rd in Canada. It gets dark pretty early here now. Yeah, probably around 6, around 5:30, 6-ish. It starts to get dark here. I know when I got off last night, it was around 8 o'clock, and it was definitely dark then, obviously. I can't put I I can't get that. I mean, like here in Canada, when we went metric, that was it. You know, that was like because we were when I was growing up, I think it was really pretty much the start of going metric. Like a lot of the older people didn't, weren't big on it, and they were like, it's a gallon of gas, this type of stuff. But no, what's this kilometer thing? But it's actually, I find it easier. But maybe it's because I grew up with it. I guess my grandparents probably didn't. They probably found it easier the other way. But I guess that's what you grew up with. So it's what you learn in school. Have a great evening, Jar, and hopefully work hopefully it's good work, so that you're hopefully at least pays well, so you can get some sexy cool movies coming up. Remember next month, Vinegar Syndrome's big Black Friday sale. I don't know if I get a lot out of it this time around. I know I want the November package, and I want the 2 erotic thrillers that I don't have, Party Line, and the one that I don't remember is Shannon Tweed, because In the Cold of the Night, I'm going to say that's the title. There, we'll go. In the Cold of the Night, I do need those. And I'll get the VSAs more than likely. Oh, have a good night, Emily, and enjoy your evening there. I got to go soon as well. I'm like, it's been 80 minutes, which has been one of my longer videos recently. Do you know tomorrow is going to be the 27th? Uh, and that's 27 videos in a row. Oh no, the Javid, they're 4K restorations. So they're done, they're restored to 4K, and then they're put on Blu-ray. So they just downgrade them to put them onto Blu-ray, but to give the best possible edition of the Blu-ray that they can get. Much like Synapse did recently they've already got it, the one they got it now. I can't believe it, Danuch. I've actually done it. Now, the 4K, right? Like, there's only a couple companies that done 4K, like as in the genre companies. Kino put out Hannibal. That's a bigger 4K release. Synapse is coming out with Suspiria, and the first actual exploitation genre release is Vinegar Syndrome's Tammy and the T-Rex. Or I think most of them are pressed actually, but some people have told me it depends on the disc. Well, the Suspiria Synapse that's out right now is a 4K restoration of Blu-ray. Oh, thanks. But the one that's coming out soon is going to be 4K UHD. Usually, 4K UHD comes in a black case, so that's a good way to know the difference. Unless you're Severin and you've already got all black cases, so that's you got to just look for that 4K UHD. I try to say UHD and I don't know if anybody else does this, but I say UHD and not Blu-ray. Although some people say 4K Blu-ray, I think that's confusing. Still a secret for my actual Halloween night one. I'm not sure. I work Halloween, so when I come home, it's gonna be pretty. And I got like people coming, so it's gonna be a later one, and I don't know if I work the day after, so we'll see. Uh, I do know that I should be getting my Vinegar Syndrome before then, so maybe one of those. What's the current temperature? It's 4 degrees Celsius. See, normally I would, Danush, but the thing is, I'm just me. My better half is still in Morocco until the 18th of November. So it loses a bit of its luster, to be completely honest with you. Like, yeah, it was normally a holiday for me too, but it's just me and the cats, and that's what I do every night. I come home to watch horror movies. Don't be afraid of the dark. It is a great film, actually. The original with Kim Darby. She would, of course, go on to be the mother in like Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. But I was a big fan of Kim Darby back in the day, and one of my friends is actually getting married, reality, on October 31st. He's a really nice guy, actually, and him and his fiance, of course, they're getting married on Halloween, which was it's super cool. I think the reception, like the is going to be like costume, whereas their the wedding's going to be like regular. But it's hopefully as good. If Chris ever watches this video, hey Chris, hope the wedding goes well. I was about to say something though. I do. Now, where I lived in St. John's before, I lived downtown, and in the downtown area, we got very few trick or treaters, maybe two or three. But here, where I live, like in a smaller town, we do tend to get a few. Not a lot after 8 p.m. But unfortunately, I get off after 8 p.m. But I got some candy here, and I'm gonna pick up a couple boxes of chips as well, and cheesies. I'm gonna pick up stuff just in case nobody comes that I like to eat. So I got it when the extras are left over. I'm taking it to work and stuff like that. I'm just eating it around here in shame and realizing I got to start working out more. I hope so. I truly do, Javid. And I pushed for it here on this channel when they announced it. I'm like, please have a great evening there. Sleep well, dude, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Because if Tammy and the T-Rex does well, if people buy this, if you buy this, then the floodgates open for so many possibilities. Because look at all the stuff Vinegar Syndrome has put out, and look at the stuff that is coming out in the future. Can you imagine if Andrea Bianchi's Malabimba came out in 4K? Anybody that's seen that movie would definitely buy it in 4K because you know exactly the film that I'm talking about. I don't know about Arrow. They're in the UK, but I do know that Severin. I've noticed that Severin does tend to follow suit. If you look at Severin's, Severin now does packages, monthly or bi-monthly packages. Severin has a Black Friday sale, a big one that they started doing a couple years back. Hopefully something new, something new and old, both. Like it's going to be, I'm either going to watch something new and something old, or something new to me that I haven't seen in a while. I'm very excited about the Vinegar Syndrome package, and I'm kind of curious to see some of those films. I heard that Beyond the Door 3, that the outfit that she's wearing, the the nipples are embossed on the outfit. I'm not even joking. I read that somewhere, and it sounds just like Vinegar Syndrome to do that. I love I love Oreos. I love I'm probably alone on this, but I love the pumpkins, the pumpkin ones. And I love the carrot. I love the carrot cake Oreos. Love those a lot. Your Chips Ahoy guy. I like the chewy Chips Ahoy. But with that being said, guys, at almost 88 minutes, I have tea to drink, and I have to keep my voice because I want to make a good video tomorrow. And I got a couple things that I'm thinking about. So I got to go upstairs and watch something. Oh, God, what am I going to watch tonight? Who knows? My name is Aaron. This is the Movie Library. You guys are the movie club. You guys are awesome. You rock. Thank you so much for making this a great video. Because I just ramble. You guys make it awesome. For me right now, it is time for tea, and I will talk to you soon. Enjoy your evening, guys. Watch something scary, and have some cookies.